Railblade. Dankeschön. Okay. Run our ass back up here. So, next stop will be the main feature of this world, the very first thing I really built, and thus was in the very first FortressCraft video, was the lodge. All 3 freaking floors of it. I used to actually keep track of the Blues season record. At this point, being October 4th, and it's actually opening night for the NHL, and the Blues open in Pittsburgh against the defending 2-time defending champions, Pittsburgh Penguins. So I'm not expecting positive things, and our team has just been completely injury-plagued this offseason, so I don't expect really anything positive in the future, but, you know, I'd love to be surprised. Anyway, here's our parking lot. You're going through the main door, and you have your desk for people to check in if they're going to go and kill themselves in your hotel room. That might be a little too soon. Go in here to the kitchen. So we have an abhorrent number of tables and chairs and bar seating around the kitchen like we're in a Japanese restaurant. This was meant to be like a gas or smoke ventilator. So when you sit there and start burning your pot stickers, I don't even like that food, and you start burning shit and it'll just ventilate out, was the intent of that design. In here, just tons of pool tables, pool balls, pool sticks, pool tables. Like I said, we're going to keep the music going as much as I generally can. And it's dark outside. So the music just kicks in every time the sun rises or sets. Another fun little tidbit while we're in here, and I can copy the block there on the ground. If you build 2 of these 4 blocks apart vertically, so where there's like 2 spots in the middle, let me just put it over here for maximum effect. It essentially creates a teleporter. I think I have to turn this on. Yeah, 3D particles. So you can see this little green shit going in between. It means those 2 have created a teleporter and they're linked together. And you could only do this with this specific block, and they had to be like within visibility of each other, basically. Not that like I actually have to see the other one from where this one is, but like they have to be on the same loaded acre of ground, I guess. Otherwise it would kind of lose trace of where the other one's at. But anyway, you stand inside it, everything gets all trippy, you look like you're on acid, you hit B, and it launches you to the other one. And should normally, yeah, there we go. I can sit here and break that down. The teleporter will still actually be there, even if I delete the block underneath. Yeah, it'll still be there. I think. There we go, yeah. So it still works. The only time they actually stop working is if you leave and rejoin your world. But then at that point I also, I basically have to quit the game and come back. And that's the only time they stop working. However, then if, you know, I'm actually trying to use them when I come back, I have to essentially rebuild them too. It was never really a perfect system. The only reason they disappeared now is because I turned the particles off, so you don't have to look at them. Anyway, we go in here to the gigantic fucking computer room, as if this is where Microsoft was headquartered. I did have an issue with this where I literally just had some obsession with building just a massive amount of shit, as if there was going to be like 4,000 people on this game in my lobby. And not only was that not possible, it just would never have happened. I didn't have friends back then, and I kind of still don't, but I basically, you'd never be able to get more than 8 people in your world at a time unless you, well, generally you wouldn't actually be able to get more than 4 people in the world unless you use a keyboard command and get 8. But there was some way, like, some people who had contributed to the game's development could actually get 32, but that's still fucking way more than 32. It's at least 40. I'm not going to count. I don't care. This is going to be a long video, or a long series of videos, so I'm kind of trying to be as detailed as possible while actually not wasting time. Anyway, this is a lounge. You have couches, tables, as you can see, because unlike me, you're not blind, at least I hope. Come out here, and at the time that this lodge was built, this pool literally just had an open view of pretty much the entire just flat landscape behind it. And over time, you can tell I'm fast forwarding because the world is spinning. It's actually funny, the water flows faster too. That's really weird. But yeah, there used to be nothing behind this. And of course, you know, that's changed over time. Anyway, there's also this little niche back here. I don't recall if I ever showed this off in the original video. But I was always a fan of secret doors, secret passageways. You know, shit similar to old-time video games, I guess. And now, yeah, this comes out way over here on the other side of the bridge. We'll deal with the bridge in a bit. I do kind of, for some reason, have an order to the way things are going, but this used to just be way out here in the middle where nothing was. There was nothing out here when I built this. And I think when I started building all this shit around it, I think I forgot this was here, because it kind of blends in with the grass a bit. Anyway, we'll go back down. I like to shut the doors behind me, don't ask questions. I also do recognize that my stair building was not top tier, that I really shouldn't have to hang on the ceiling to go down the stairs, but I don't really care to fix any of that at this point. It's 2017, this game's been dead for 5 years, I've been bored with it for 2. If my controller wouldn't break, I could honestly just take these boost panels all the way up, but fuck it. Yeah, that's the other thing. That's why I stopped using the 360 controllers, because the one I always use, the left stick, yeah, it'll just shift to the right. I'm not even touching the analog stick right now. So, that made it really hard to play Rocket League, because that's kind of all I do anymore. Because despite being blind, it's kind of one of the few games I'm actually not shitty at, and isn't based on RNG. I'm not going to get into details on that, but anyway, this was the disco room, emulating the 70s, as if anyone wants to remember those.